Hello there again, everybody. This is going to be something a little new. This is Rakdos Shadow. I just played the Manatraders series this morning with traditional Jund. Had a very mediocre 5-4 finish, starting off pretty well, but then losing to a bunch of stuff, including this. And this deck was actually fairly well represented. This is my take on it, which is pretty stock, at least as far as stock goes for a deck that's as new as it is. We are companioning Lurrus and then trying to take advantage of the power of things like Death Shadow and Scourge of the Skyclaves as a kind of shadows 5 through 8. I think Scourge is successful in this deck because we have the ability to pressure the opponent's life total to make it big by means of things like Lava Dart, Lightning Bolt, and the fast 1-mana prowess creatures. Without the way to pressure the life total, Scourge of the Skyclave is often limited by the opponent's life total. So if we can knock him down to even just a measly 13 or 14, it's still a 2-mana 6/6, which is pretty great. We're trying to protect our 16 threats with things like Apostle's Blessing and 1 copy of Mutagenic Growth. So a total of 3 protection spells, and then just really 16 creatures between 4 playsets of Swift Spear, Soul Scar, good old Death Shadow, and the new Death Shadow, Scourge of the Skyclaves. So this definitely felt like the deck to beat, and it's definitely the one of the newer decks to appear on the scene, because Scourge of the Skyclaves is so new. I'm gonna see how it feels, because watching this deck play on stream and play against it once, this thing feels ultra powerful. And traditionally, I think Shadow has a pretty bad to probably medium traditional Jund matchup, at least from my experience on the Jund side. But playing against this deck felt absolutely miserable. They just have so many resources, so many burn spells, and they're so fast, and they've got Lurrus to boot. So the sideboard, I've got Tormod's Crypt as just some generic graveyard hate that you can loop with Lurrus. We've got additional Fatal Pushes, playing just 1 in the main. Shattering Spree is for stuff like Chalice of the Void. You can replicate it, and the copies won't be destroyed. Abrade is just a really nice flexible removal spell. Also kills things like Chalice and the various artifacts. Ingrith's Rampage, another way to get rid of artifacts, things like Chalice. Feed the Swarm kills things like Leyline of Sanctity, which is pretty large. It has a lot of 1-drops, that's right. And also does damage to ourselves to combo with Death Shadow. Collective Brutality, just a nice flexible spell. And then we've got Kozilek's Return. Kozilek's Return going to be pretty important to kill all of the things that got protection from red. Things like Core Firewalker and the one that has Pro Black and Red that I never remember the name of. The 1/1 that like gains life every time something enters. So let's just jump into a league and see how just how powerful this is. Alright, so constructed. I mean, this could be a Bob deck. Everything in it costs literally 2 or less. And there's like 6 2-drops between Scourge and 2 Temur Battle Rage. Oh, and 2 Apostles' Blessing, sure. But yeah, everything else costs 1 or 0. Literally half of the deck costs 1 mana. Yeah, it doesn't go to the aggressive strategy, but I mean, it could be good versus the grindier decks, things like Bant, Uro. I don't think it's great against Jund because Renin 6 is such a good card against it. That said, I personally board out Renin 6s in this matchup just because they kill actual nothing. Guess everyone's tired from playing in the Manatraders series. No one wants to play now. So this deck really wants to go first, obviously, with 30 things that cost 1. Yeah, sounds good. I'll lead on turn 1 Swift Spear. I can fetch Shock a Blood Crypt to do so, and the next turn I can Inquisition to get prowess triggers. The opponent did also mulligan once, which is a good thing to note. Alright, so this looks like a Taxes deck. Not really too scared of that. I think their only good removal is going to be Path, and like they could start blocking and protecting with Giver, which could be annoying. That was good. Probably should just lead on the Thoughtseize. What's up, Stay Gold? Stoneblade, alright. So they've got Liliana of the Veil. Liliana of the Veil is very good versus us. I'm probably going to take the combination of Stoneforge and Liliana. Just going to cast both of these things now. Like they can have Path. Liliana and Stoneforge are worse for me. This is probably a good place to put this. Just like right there. Don't want to forget about it. There's the Scourge. Cool. Alright, so I can play Scourge and Shadow this turn. But I can attack first, and then they kind of can't block. They might even just Path it immediately. Let's see what they do. Like, if they block, I might just let it happen. Although casting Lava Dart would force the issue on the Path, presumably. Alright, if they're just letting this through, I'll just cast the next 2 threats. Really kind of Try to overflow the board. And then I'll make sure to lose a life off of this before casting Shadow. Cast a Scourge. It's a 5/5, not bad. Cast a 1/1. Apostle's Blessing, not bad. Another way to pay life. Probably just going to lead on Sunbaked Canyon Sacrifice. Another Scourge, not bad. So if I attack with both, I can Apostle's Blessing to grow the Shadow. That kind of tells them I've got the trick, though. I mean, I could attack with both and always Lava Dart myself, but I really want to play Scourge right now. I don't want to get blown up by Path. So I think I'm just going to attack with the Swift Spear. I don't think they'll block it because any Prowess trigger would have us killing the Giver. And then second main I'll play another Scourge. It's a 6/6. Yeah, Scourge is real strong in this deck. Can't be hated out like Gurmag Angler in terms of graveyard shenanigans. So now they have Shambling Vent that can be activated to block. Bloodstained Mire represents another Blood Crypt to grow our Shadow. So they can activate the Shambling Vent and then give it protection from a color. So I think I want to just go ahead and Lava Dart the Giver. I guess I should do it on their turn. I mean, I could just do it now because whichever one they don't give it the protection for that color, I could just attack with that one. Or they just don't give it protection. And I'll get the extra damage in. Why not? Hit you for 7. And I could just hold up the Apostle's Blessing, or I could put Lurrus in my hand. I'm not really worried about Shambling Vent attack hitting me, and if they're using a turn to remove a thing, I think I'm happy just having this in my hand. And I think they've conceded because Moto is lagging. Okay. So black, white, stone, blade. This looks like a matchup for a Braid. Not sure about Shattering Spree. I'll bring in the Rampages because they have artifacts. Fatal Pushes seem fine as well. They could have Leyline of Sanctity, so Feed the Swarm is probably good. And also just like kill something if they don't have Leyline of Sanctity. I don't think I want the Shattering Sprees. Like if I see Chalice of the Void somehow, maybe, but they've got a lot of 1-drops. And they're not playing Aether Vial as far as I know, so Shattering 3 might be excessive. I've got Ingoth's Rampage and a Braid as ways to kill artifacts. I'm going to cut a Battle Rage. I'm on the draw, and the opponent is playing the 2 colors that have good 1 mana removal, Fatal Push and Path. I'll trim an Inquisition. Here, let's sort this. This has us needing to cut 5. I'll cut the Mutagenic Growth. We're not really saving ourselves from any lightning bolts anytime soon. Not against Orzhov. This has me needing to cut 4. This is a very tight deck. Everything kind of does the same thing, so I kind of have to pick my spots as to what I'm cutting. I'll cut 1 more Inquisition. I like the Thoughtseizes because they're better with the shadows. I guess I can cut 1 Lava Dart. It mitigates some of the explosive power of all the prowess creatures, but we're on the draw. I mean, Lava Dart could be killing a lot. Maybe that's a mistake. We're on the draw. Maybe the Mishra's Baubles loops aren't as good. That's 60. I would like to get this other Lava Dart back in. What if I just cut the second Battle Rage? Battle Rage gives me outs, so I like having 1. Maybe we just have so many threats and they only have so few removal spells that I could probably take out like an Apostle's Blessing. It might even be correct to take out the other one as well. But I like keeping 1. Let's give it a shot. Hand looks great. So if they have if they have Stoneforge, that would be a reason to Inquisition first. But we're missing out on damage if we Inquisition first. I think I'm going to get a Swift Spear down. Start trying to get in. I could Soul Scar first. Probably should, so that way next turn I can Swift Spear, cast Inquisition. Then we'll be hitting for 4, as opposed to 1 now and 2 next turn. Thoughtseiz's a good one. I don't really need to start super damaging myself yet. I don't really know that I'm drawing into a Death Shadow. I may end up wanting to get a basic mounted to conserve life, so I mean I guess I can just continue shocking. I definitely want to put this Swift Spear into play before I cast my spells. And then as far as what I'm playing between Inquisition and Thoughtseize, I think it's marginal. There might actually be something I want to Thoughtseize later. So I'll Inquisition now. Sure. So when I kill Skyclave Apparition, I'll make a 1/1. That doesn't seem great. That also gives them a body. I could take the Brutality, but honestly, I'm not super concerned about the Brutality. I think I'm just gonna take the creature. Like their Path to Exile is also unfortunate. Just everything in their hand. Everything in their hand gives me is a removal spell. So it's like, what do I want to get out of it? So leaving them with Path gives me a land. Leaving them with Skyclave Apparition gives me a 1/1, but I have to kill it. And the Brutality just like kind of fine, I guess. I'm going to take the Skyclave, I think. Like their Brutality play is even a little risky because I could be playing Mutagenic Growth. So it'll be interesting to see what they go for. Brutality escalate once is probably the highest upside play. Dark Confidant. Alright, well, I was not expecting that. This is way better for me. So, ooh, Scourge is nice. I can make it so that Brutality doesn't kill the Swift Spear, so they have to use the path, and then Scourge is going to be really big when they don't have a path. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to lead on Thoughtseize. I will take the path. Now they can't kill anything. So what do I want to use between Fatal Push and Bolt? I mean, I imagine Bolt kills most things. Push needs a Revolt to kill some of the 3-drops, and Bolt can go to face, so I think I'm using Push here. Definitely don't want this Bob triggering, so I'll take the turn off from casting Scourge. And then if they try to like Brutality this, I'll just Bolt them in response. Yeah, I think their Bob play last turn was pretty loose. The odds I have removal are not very low. And like now they don't have a single removal spell that actually kills something. I think this was a bad play from the opponent. I would have just pathed immediately and made sure you could get rid of the thing. So target opponent loses 2 life and target opponent reveals their hand. Alright, well I only have 1 spell, so let's just fire it off. So if I fetch Shock, I'll be going down to 11 and then to 9. My opponent is going up to 16. They're Hellbent? Yeah, I probably just want my shadows to be as big as possible. They did discard a Lingering Souls, so that might complicate it. I'll just get Mountain. Like, me being any lower doesn't really affect the sizing on my Scourge, because it's only set by the person with the highest life. So, I mean, the highest is going to be 13 no matter what. Alright, so next turn they're going to have to bide some time with the souls. But Scourge is going to hit really hard really quickly. And the shadow to boot. Cast. Not a very big shadow, but a shadow. And the next turn, if we draw a land, we can just put Lurrus in our hand. Sick. Alright, real fast before I start this next one, I'm going to grab some water. Working on it, Ian. I just got the water. Oh yeah, that's true. I should update that. Thank you. There we go. Yeah, his hand's fine. We don't have lots of ways to interact outside of Lava Dart, but Lava Dart's powerful. We got a lot of threats. A quarter of them. So, island vial? I mean, it could be, it could just be that humans drew their island. It could also be merfolk. Yep, could be fish. You smell it? Something fishy? I mean, humans very often play as an island and sometimes the plains. So I wouldn't rule it out quite yet. Looks like merfolk though. And the shock? So they could be trying to flash in the 2-2. We could use mutagenic growth to trade for it. Which is probably what I want to happen. And then I can go Soul Scar, Soul Scar. I'm fine trading a 0 mana spell for a creature if they want to throw something to block. This is when they go Filterland, Maelstrom Pulse. Ah, spirits. All right, well, this is I'm gonna hold control and see if it gives me priority, but I don't think it will. Oh, it has to target itself. Cool. Oh, I don't have mana. Huh, I'm stupid. I juked and then re-juked myself. As far as spirits are concerned, I don't know that they're going to have much removal outside of Path to Exile. Slavadart should be pretty effective barring a Lord. Also going to have to watch out for Spell Queller. Yeah, Spirit's basically a fish. If it could fly. Do crabs think fish can fly? In this scenario, we're the crabs and the spirit is the fish. Opponent getting aggro. So what does an attack look like for us? I mean, mutagenic growth isn't really going to do a whole lot in terms of saving stuff from removal. It could help kill a creature in combat. I'm trying to think like what would evoke a spell queller here. Like if I mutagenic growth, would they spell queller it? Probably not. Bolt is nice though. Now if they've got the spell queller, I can just bolt it and keep on attacking. So I think I will actually mutagenic growth here. You think they'd spell color anything remotely useful? That is true. What do you mean they're less mana efficient? They spend no mana and they get to put spells into play. I know what you mean though. So I think I'm going to cast the mutagenic growth, see if I can evoke something. I mean, this mutagenic growth is worth 5 points of damage. There we go. I'm not sure they'd spell Queller a +2/+2. And I will also try to Lava Dart their 2/1. They could flash in the Supreme Phantom. I can bolt it, but then they could spell Queller that. So if they flash in the Supreme Phantom, I think I'll just let it happen. But doing this now is good for 3 damage on the attack. So now I need to think, what are the odds they've got the Spell Queller? Probably pretty high. I don't think I want them to have the opportunity to use their mana. Oh, it's just this? Sure. I might just Lava Dart the new one, and then if they try to Spell Queller that, I can just bolt it and I just kill them, right? Pretty sure they're just dead if they flash in a Spell Queller. And if they don't, I'm still hitting them for a chunk. This is good for a creature and 3 damage. So if they Spell Queller here, I'm pretty sure they just die. And if I bolt them, do they just die anyway? And if they Spell Queller the bolt, will they still just die? Because we're already in the blocks phase. They can't block anymore. If I bolt them and they counter it, they're still taking 7 plus 10 is 17. They still just die. Alright, they have a path. Do they have another path? So now what happens if I bolt them? I might just want to kill the creature. That would have us hitting them for 10, putting them to 6. Can't quite play a shadow yet. Or are they still just dead? Well, if we bolt them, they go to 13, then they take 10, go to 3. So they aren't just dead. I mean, them attacking me means I get to play my threats, so I don't mind them attacking me. And I do want to start deploying threats, which means I'm going to be using my mana. Yeah, I'll bolt them. I already flashed it back. That was the flashback. Yeah, they cast their second rattle change in response to the initial casting. You're good. But they're at 3 now. So through 2 blockers and the Path to Exile, on my turn 3, we've put them to 3. Pretty impressive. So I wonder why they fetched so prematurely when they did. Because they didn't have a second Path to Exile. They would have assuredly fired it off. And pretty nice that we went down to 1 land and they immediately gave it back. Ooh, got a bunch of new followers while I was away. Shout out to Fire Escort, Metal Voltage, Mean Lizard, and Jackson Noodles. Yeah, Path to Exile, giving your opponent a land is a significant drawback. Alright, so now if they Violin a Lord or something, they do get to just eat a Soul Scar. They get to eat, they get to eat both if they're brave enough. So maybe I should just try to cast a Scourge. I mean, I can't really do much else, so I'll go to combat and see if this evokes anything. Alright, and I don't have an attack. I would probably attack with any spell. But I mean, I get to play a 6/6. I guess I hope they don't have the Queller. I mean, they're dead to a lot at this point, which is nice. Please no Spell Queller. Boo. Alright. Yeah, I could lose from here. Things have hexproof now. I mean, their attacks are somewhat limited. Alright, sacking, that's a medium to good sign. Yeah, maybe I just wasn't supposed to bolt the face there. Just keep it for a removal spell. But I mean, at the time, I knew that my hand was pretty mana hungry, and I only had 2 mana sources. So I was prioritizing just casting as many things as possible, but that might have been greedy. What's up, Nick? Yeah, another captain would be brutal. I mean, them putting me even a point below 13 means I get to go double threat next turn. I'll Swift Spear first, because I feel like Shadow is probably the better creature, and if they want to Violin a Spell Queller, I'd rather them hit the Shadow. Or rather than hit the Swift Spear so I can stick the Shadow. Alright, and then them attacking with 2 things means they've got to have something else. Because I doubt they're willing to let a creature through. I don't know that I'm fine, but I feel like this game's going to be over within 2 turns in one direction. Alright, so now my Shadow's a 4/4. They pass. So I'm assuming they've got something they can Violin. Battle Rage is interesting. Let's lead on the Swift Spear. Because, like, if they've got a Queller, they probably just quell that. Now, do I attack? Them flashing in a captain. Them flashing in anything that costs 3 would be pretty bad. If it was Spell Queller, I think they would have just quelled it. I'll go to combat and see what happens. But if they let me attack, I don't know that I can. Because they could also just, like, flash in a 3/2. Because Rattle Chains are 3/2s, and they could, like, eat 2 things, go to 2. Doesn't seem great. Let's hope they weren't a god and sandbag the Spell Queller. Alright, they didn't. Spectral Sailor. That's a 2/2. Are we just dead? 4, 7, 10. I mean, we're just dead. Yeah, they just attack all. Yeah, see, I told you I didn't think we were fine. Alright, so they got game 1 on us. We've got some good sideboard stuff. We get to bring in Feed the Swarm. Oh, we're bringing in our other Fatal Pushes. Let's bring in the Abrade. We can bring in Angrath's Rampage, and to an extent, Kozilek's Return. We're on the play, so it's possible Kozilek's Return is just too slow. I like cutting an Inquisition. Here, let's sort. I'll cut the Mutagenic Growth. It's not saving any creatures from any lightning bolts. Apostle's Blessing can maybe blow them out in combat after they block, or maybe just giving us protection to get through a block. I'll cut another Inquisition. They're pretty bad versus mid-range decks. Yeah, I think since I'm on the play, I'm really gonna try to just what's the expression? Just like shoulders down, barrel through them. Not sure what else I can cut. It might just be Mishra's Baubles. I don't want to cut any threats. I don't want to cut any removal. Thoughtseize is better because we are playing this Death's Shadow thing. I mean, I guess I just cut Bauble. Don't want to cut removal, don't want to cut threats. I mean, it's probably Apostle's Blessing after the Bauble, but I like the Blessings to protect versus Path and also push through some blocks. You don't think I need that much help? I mean, I'm on the play, I'm trying to turbo them. On the draw, I could see flipping them. But I'm trying to barrel through them as quickly as I can. But yeah, I don't think they're playing anything that costs more than 3. They're not playing Collected Company or anything as far as we know. Let's reveal the companion. Hey, look. Dose Shadows and a Thoughtseize. And 2 pushes. Alright, so I guess the Fetch Shock Thoughtseize on turn 1. I mean, we're not playing Street Wraith in this deck, so Thoughtseize is one of the better ways to get low. We're companioning Lurrus, so we can't play Street Wraith. Say yes, and they mulligan. That's nice. I mean, I'll just take the removal. So a fetch land lets us play double Shadow next turn, and then Shockland has them attacking as 3/3s. Heyo. I don't think the opponent has any way of giving us life. So I think just going Shadow here should be relatively safe. So yeah, if that Inquisition were if that Thoughtseize were an Inquisition, this would not have been possible. Hollowed Fountain is the one of the new cards. Oh, they played the Seachrome. Okay, so yeah. So why Shock instead of Island? Do they have a double white card here? Otherwise, it doesn't make sense. Well, we know their hands, and there's only one card we don't know, so it can't be double path. And even if it were single path, they wouldn't have shocked. Yeah, this would have to be a double white card. That's the only reason to shock. Like, it could be like a Core Spirit Dancer. Not Core Spirit Dancer. The one with Pro Red. Yeah, that. And I didn't board in my Kozilek's Return, did I? I said they were too slow because I'm trying to go head to the ground. I mean, one of the shadows is getting through this turn. They don't have that many attacks. I mean, I'm just gonna push the Mausoleum Wonder and then attack for effectively 3. A Braid, not bad. I guess a Braid kills the Spell Queller without needing Revolt, so a pretty solid pickup, actually. Let's just say yes. We will get this thing out of the way. And then attack for effectively 3. They'll block 1 and keep their thing alive. Will not pay 1. I should probably move the stack so it's visible. They didn't block? Oh, it's pro red, not pro black and red. Oh, so I can push it. I'm stupid. I'm so stupid. Alright, well, I'll do it anyway. In my head, this was the other card. Yeah. Yeah, you were also thinking it was Auriok Champion? At least I'm not the only one. Oh, I tricked you into thinking it was Auriok Champion. Okay, well then I'm the doofus. Inquisition's a nice one. That'll force them to Spell Queller or just lose it. Thought I moved this. Alright, and then I'll just abrade this immediately. And then Inquisition them. Target you. Well, this can block only creatures with flying, so let's take Rattle Chains. Alright. Dobbs. Yeah, Chaos, that Thoughtseize. Turn 1. That did it. Alright, well, I'll cast it. Shacklegeist can't block it anyway. Like, they have to block a Death Shadow or they die. Sure. Sure. Alright. Now that I'm on the draw, I think I want the Kozilek's returns. Maybe I should even bring in the Brutality because it's just something that kills something else. And then now since we are on the draw, I don't think I mind making the swap for the Thoughtseizes since we might be on the back foot. It's definitely interesting. Don't know what the other two cuts would be. It can't be Lava Dart. It can't be Bolt. Maybe I cut a Swift Spear while I'm on the draw. It gets worse. I like the Soul Scars for putting minus counters, even if they're things outside my own. This has me needing to cut 1. I mean, the removal is only Path, so maybe I can get rid of an Apostle's Blessing. Maybe I should get rid of a Team or Battle Rage while I'm on the draw. Like, it may be more important. Like, I think it's either Battle Rage or Apostle's Blessing. And I think it may be more important to protect from Path. But punching through an enemy board is also pretty important. You don't feel like Kozilek's return enough? I mean, it's a sweeper, right? Sweepers are good. If they have a Lord, it gets sticky, though, right? Like, that's the concern. I'd have to kill the Lord first. I mean, I'm going to give it a try. It's my first time ever playing this deck. The deck's really, really new. So, I mean, I just want to give it a shot for science. Like, it might not be correct. You might be right. I'm going to take out a Battle Rage. Let's reveal our companion. Oof. We can keep the board empty for a while. We've got our mana. The opponent has mulliganed. I mean, I'm inclined to keep. Our Sunbaked Canyon even cycles. I think if this is any other land, I probably mulligan it. But they're mulliganing, and we can keep the board relatively empty. Like, if they don't mulligan, I think the decision might even also change. But the fact that there are fewer things we need to deal with makes every removal spell more effective. Vial, sure. I guess my best draw is like Scourge. Protection spell, not exactly what I'm looking for. Vial, not something I have to kill, but instant speed shenanigans is worrisome. So now I'm assuming they have any number of 1 and 2 mana things they could put in an instant speed. So, I mean, whatever they put in here, I'll probably try to kill. I mean, they could have Rattle Chains as well. Alright, so if they're gonna Rattle Chains, I'll make them do it now. They could flash in another 1 mana thing, which would be unfortunate, but at least they're using their mana when they don't want to. Like, if this is a 1 mana thing, okay, I'll bolt it. Rattle Chains is fine too. I can't really... I could also just bolt the Rattle Chains. Alternatively, I could just untap and Kozilek's Return and then keep all my removal. Which is probably what's gonna happen. They can't Vial in a Lord. So I'll just take my 2-for-1, I think. Actually, I guess they could have Supreme Phantom, huh? But I mean, that's about it. I mean, I'm gonna try for the 2-for-1. More land's pretty bad. So I mean, I guess I'll just see if they activate Vial. If they activate Vial, I may just want to Kozilek's Return in response anyway. I mean, I guess I still get to kill all of their stuff if they Vial in a Supreme Phantom. They're just letting it happen like this. Well, if they didn't have it now, I'm definitely not going to let them get in the Spell Queller. They can counter it by just sacking this. It'll save the Rattle Chains. What is Supreme Toughness? It's a 1/3 with flying. Alright, they saw the line. So I still do have the Lava Dart. The Shock too, huh? Kira. Alright, well that means I probably have to Lava Dart now. This is Eye Control. Yeah, I'm gonna go for it. They could very easily flash in a Spell Queller though. That would suck. Probably played this poorly. Like, just knowing they could have sacked the Mausoleum Wonder is something I thought about a little bit too late. So, like, maybe I should have just bolted when they put this thing in. Alright, so now we're looking for Angrath's Rampage to get around the trigger. I mean, another bolt kind of does the same thing. I have to target Kira twice. They could have very easily just let the rattle chains go to try to kill the second thing that I put on here. If they activate Vial, I'll go double bolt. I mean, I'm still pretty healthy, but Kira's a headache. So this is for all of their stuff, right? So now if they have Spell Queller, I'm just really in the doghouse. But I mean, I'm gonna go for it. I mean, we kept a pretty land heavy hand. Oh, that worked. And we've drawn a few extra lands. All right. Well, I mean, Lava Dart is a way to kill a Drogskull Captain. They could Violin another one though. And it's pretty clear now that they don't have Spell Queller, so I think I'm still just upkeeping this. I'll play a Canyon so I can sack it in step. If they activate Vial, I'll still just do it immediately. But I'll do it upkeep otherwise. Well, that worked. Okay, I wonder what could be in their hand. They're keeping Violet 3 and they haven't been playing lands. I have no idea what they could be holding. It's got to be just like all removal, right? That would make sense. I mean, a Braid gets rid of the instant speed shenanigans. There's a Shadow. We can't quite play Shadow yet. We've even got the Apostle's Blessing for the first removal spell, which is what I'm assuming their hand has to be. Alright, I'll Abrade upkeep. I mean, I could just save the Abrade for their creatures. But I don't want them to flash in a lot of 3-drops. Like, I mean, like, flashing in Drogskull and stuff like Kira could be pretty backbreaking. I don't know what they could have been waiting to Vial in. They're going to Spell Queller this, protect the Vial. Just empty activate it to scare me, sure. I mean, their hand's gotta just be removal. A 2/2, yep. I mean, we've got a lot of good hits, and a good chunk of our lands are out of the deck. That's a Scourge. It's just a 2/2. But I mean, it might draw a first removal spell, which may clear the way for Shadow. I mean, we can't play Shadow yet, so let's just cast a 2/2. If they have a way of gaining life, it'll be unfortunate. But I don't think they do readily. Unless they're gonna like have the escalate spell like gains 4 and taps creatures and like makes me sack an attacker. That's not super common. No path? I really don't know. Alright, so let's give it pro white. Unfortunately, this does not make them get rid of their own thing. It specifies I have to control it. Make my shadow bigger. Ooh. Alright, well, we don't have Revolt. But that was a good one. So this is tap 2 untap spirits, tap target creature you don't control. This is a spirit. Alright, good to know. So if I don't push now, they could Spell Queller, which is a big deal. I should probably just get this out of the way while I can. It's a flyer. It's going to be annoying. Still assuming their hand's got to be some amount of removal. Not going to trade a Scourge for a Skyclave. It's going to be close. I mean, I'm assuming their hand's like... It might just be more Skyclaves. Yeah, it makes some sense. Take a shadow because it's big. Yep. I mean, their big clunky removal does make sense. Come on, deck. Not a land, please. Or a Thoughtseize at this point. Lava Dart's interesting. That does open up an attack, doesn't it? I could even just Lava Dart the Skyclave now. It'd only give me a 1/1. I mean, I'll attack. If they block, I can Lava Dart them. Make my thing a 3/3. Oof, this is going to be good if they say okay. Alright, yeah, they were faking me out. Alright, this turns my Skyclave into a 4/4. And I do want their thing to die, so let's just kill it now. Kill the one that gives me a 1/1. There goes third Lava Dart, right? We do still have our companion that we can get back at some point. Maybe it would have been worth getting that back at some point. Nothing to actually recur with it quite yet. They've been exiling all of the stuff. Yeah, I'll block. They played a land this turn, so they might have just drawn the land. Path. We've sacked all of our mountains to the whatchamacallits. All right, well we've got revolt thanks to the path, so let's get rid of it. Spell Queller, crap. That must have been a relatively new pickup. Yeah, we've drawn pretty badly. I mean, we did keep a kind of land heavy hand. I don't even know what we have to draw now. It's gotta be a removal spell. That's not it. Yeah, we went 21 cards deep and only found one threat out of 15. Kind of feel like we had that one stolen from us. Nick says posture check, I guess. Yeah, I got wrecked. Reveal the thing. Keep the thing. That sounds great. Oh, hey. Maybe we have a mirror. Yeah, looks like it could be a mirror. This deck is quite good. Oh, maybe not. Is it Bogles? Oh, it's the Landfall deck. Okay. So I can go land, Soulscar, and then next turn I can Swift Spear, Thoughtseize, Bobble Bobble. I don't even know that it's Zoo. I've seen some people trying out just like Landfall now that there's also the red creature. But yeah, Shadow Zoo. That seems accurate. Alright. Mountain Soulscar, go. Play that fetch land. Hit me for 4. Show me that burning tree. Tapped land, okay. That makes me a little happy. A 1-2, okay. I'll take my licking. Alright, Blood Crypt. Let's say yes. Swift Spear. Alright, let's bobble them once first, get some information, see what's on top. They have a Wild Nakatl on top. Thoughtseize. Run in 6 and Escape Shift? Well, I guess Escape Shift is a way to trigger this stuff a lot, huh? I mean, Run in 6 is kind of good. But so is Escape Shift. I mean, as long as we have something to block the step links, I kind of don't care about the Escape Shift, right? And Run in 6 gets played next turn. Also, they're playing Wild Nakatl next turn. Yeah, I'll take the Run in 6. I don't know that they play Battle Rage. I mean, I guess they could. Should I keep this second Bobble for next turn's attack? Because they're going to have a Wild Nakatl next turn. Which means I may need the Mishra's Bobble to push through damage combined with Apostle's Blessing. So yeah, I'm just going to attack as is. And then draw my card up my opponent's upkeep. You'll draw a Nakatl. Alright, Thoughtseize is nice. There's your Stomping Ground. They're shocking that? Oh, I guess they can activate Reclaimer. There's your Nakatl. We knew about that one. Interesting to see if they attack here. Yeah, they just don't. That's funny. Oof. I don't think that equates to dead. I mean, that's going to help us kill the Reclaimer. Definitely one of Thoughtseize here. Probably going to have to Apostle's Blessing. Yeah, it has a lot of moving parts. That is true. Thoughtseize. Triggers. Take your Escape Shift. Cast a Bobble. And I guess we could see their top card, huh? Give us some information on what we want to do as far as attacking. Just another land. Alright, so I think we attack. This is gonna hit us for as much as 4, but that means this isn't attacking. If we pay any amount of life, then both of their things are lethal. I mean, if they don't block, they do just die. Let's attack. Well, bam. We're one short of just killing him if one thing gets through. Yeah, you gotta block first with that. Uh-huh. So I guess they got a fetch land here. Oh, right, they're not gonna draw Sacred Foundry. Punt. Because they're shuffling. Protection from the color of your choice. Cute. So I can't mutagenic growth. That'll be 6, and then Apostle's Blessing is 7. It's not quite there. I mean, yeah, I guess I'll have them take the hit for 3 and then just play another creature. Thing is big, but I don't know that there's going to be time to play it. I could definitely watch this game again and see how I played it poorly. I think it was right to split up the baubles just for attacking concerns. The only way that they kill us right now is like if assuming this is allowed to block, like if they have a Path to Exile and they play their land, they're attacking for 8, but we're at 9. But then we can't actually cast either of our spells if we go below 3. You think it was played all right? Well, that's reassuring at least. I mean, I like in the moment I think I've done everything right, but I mean I could definitely, I'm definitely interested in rewatching what's happened and maybe something could have been done differently. I mean, this board is pretty scary from their side. They have no idea what's in my 3-card hand, and they know it's not lands. This Sajiri step was a pretty cool play. Gruul Turf. Yeah. So they picked up the Sajiri step. You know, I'll take this. Like they can give a creature protection, but our Phyrexian spells should be enough to push lethal. We know the hand. Unless they've got like a Radiant Fountain or something. Alright, well Lava Dart probably makes it easier. Yeah, Lava Dart's gotta be good. Alright, let's just jam. You wonder if they're playing Dryad? That would be interesting. I don't think they are. They're probably too fast of an aggro deck. I think the Scapeshift is just for a lot of landfall. You would dart the links before blocks? I'm darting the face. Because remember, they get landfall. They get to use their Reclaimer, but then I guess it's not blocking, which is true. So if I mutagenic growth first, it doesn't actually force them to do anything. But I mean, I guess it's the play, right? If it's gonna happen anyway. Pump that. And then I guess you're right in that I lava dart the links now. I mean, I should have done it before, but I'm learning. Yeah, I mean, we know their hand is lands. It's just a matter of what can they get with the Elvish Reclaimer. Now you go face. Yeah, because like, what's the worst they can do is probably Radiant Fountain. In which case, I definitely want to go face. Yeah, the time for darting links has passed. But yeah, I agree with you. I should have darted it pre-combat. I can see that. Alright, so... Feed the Swarm. Fatal Push. Abrade. Angrath's Rampage. Just things that kill stuff. And then let's take out... I guess the removal could be Bolt, so Mutagenic Growth could have some utility. Apostle's Blessing seems worse than Mutagenic Growth. I don't think I want Teamer Battle Rage. I mean, taking out Blessing and Battle Rage means there's no way to push damage. I'm going to take out some of the hand disruption, I think. Maybe like 2 baubles. It's possible I want to take out the Thoughtseizes first. Just because they're so fast. I mean, we're playing Shadow, so it seems sacrilegious. But they're a hyper aggro deck too, so I could see it. That is true. Maybe I can like just like leverage the removal to push damage that way. Yeah, that's fair. I like that. Let's give this a go. Yeah. We've got our threats. We've got a removal spell. We've got our lands. I mean, I wouldn't mind more removal. But I mean, this hand's fine. What'll it be? Is it a kitty? Yep. Just another Scourge. Alright, so... I'm assuming I should play Soul Scar. Next turn I'm going to want to Abrade. Yeah, Soul Scar seems like the play. This thing gonna get thick. No blocks. Show me the stomping ground. You know you got it. I guess they get Temple Garden. And the Shock. They're using their mana this game. Take the chunk. Scourge is going to be big really quickly, and we've got 2 of them. Sure. Sure. It might just be Scourge time. Yeah, I like it just being Scourge time. And then next turn we can Scourge and something, or a 1 mana play and something. Yeah, I kind of like just getting the thing down. Allow Hand Fan agrees. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So I guess I'll Shock. Say yes. Play a 6/6. Like if they have Path, this backfires. But that's about the only thing. Like not even double landfall at Tarka's command gets their step links through the Scourge without some additional help. This too? Cool. No land though, huh? That's pretty good. Yeah, path would help. I mean, I'm probably just gonna play second Scourge. I mean, I could Swift Spear plus a Braid, which is probably even better. Well, that's getting basic mountain. So I guess the option now is 1 mana play, hold up a Braid, and or Scourge and another 1 mana thing. Never seen a board that needs a Lava Dart so bad. Yeah, Lava Dart would be so good here. So if it's 1 mana play, it's definitely Soul Scar, because if they try to get rid of a Soul Scar, I want my Braid to still put minus counters on something. But I mean, Scourge is just so big. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go Soul Scar Scourge. Scourge and Mage, yes. Nick, you agree with me? Yes, yes. Play the big stuff. Gum it up real good. Yeah. Shields. Sure. Alright, so Elvish Reclaimer can become a 3/4. That is fine. That is fine. We could be getting hit for a lot here. We'll see. Just another Nakatl, sure. Do you want to suicide into a bunch? It's not Suicide Zoo, but I guess you could. Alright, what do we draw? Alright, it's a land that cycles at least. So I'm assuming I should hold the Abrade for the opponent's turn, just because then my creatures will grow in combat. If they draw a fetch land, though, it becomes awkward. This Elvish Reclaimer is going to be able to give them a constant source of landfall. I mean, I think I just passed. They might do a stupid attack because they don't know that something is going to shrink. I think we're too low a life total to start swinging. I think we need to either get more creatures in play or reduce the number that they've got. Alright, well, fetch land means their stuff is going to get really, really big. Their landfall creatures are getting +6/+6 this turn. At a minimum. If you account for the Elvish Reclaimer putting a land into play. Watch them escape shift here. That'd be funny. They shocked. They might be. I mean, if they're going to escape shift, now will be the time to Abrade, but then they could just activate Reclaimer in response. But then they're not escape shifting. Yeah, let's make them activate the Reclaimer now. Which I guess means I should have responded. I'm playing a little loose. This one. I'm learning. Do the thing. This is quite a board. In 1 and 2 mana creatures, each player in this game has about 20 power and 20 toughness in play. On turn 5. Pretty cool. Gruul Turf. Bounce a land, play it next turn. Yep. You just keep on bouncing the Gruul Turf. That's cool, right? Just a landfall trigger every single turn if you want it. Sweet. It's a lot of triggers on this deck. I guess that's what they're thinking about. It's like, do they want to just bounce a Gruul Turf? No, they bounce a Stomping Ground. Trigger my stuff. Yeah, I think the opponent might just be jamming here. I mean, their stuff doesn't have trample, and the Scourges might get to eat stuff. I mean, Scourges get to eat stuff still. What would be insane is a Tarka's command. Like, +1/+1 to the team, put a land into play. That would be cool. Yeah, their elemental is going to die after this turn. So if something's getting through, it's probably that. Or I guess Nakadal. Let's see. Okay, so let's go to block. So if they Atarka's command and put a land into play, that gives everything an additional +3/+3. So let's put this here. So +3/+3 means that this block still kills it. This block still kills it. If I block this, I'll be taking 5/7 going to 4. If they don't have the Atarka's command, this is letting them kill 2 Soulscar mages for free. Maybe that's bad. I mean, assuming they don't have Atarka's command, I could put it here, which kills the Nakadal as well. So it's like, what do I want? Do I want to guarantee kill a Nakadal or guarantee kill a Step Lynx? I mean, I think I'm just gonna block like this. And if they've got the Atarka's command, it's just really gonna suck. Yeah, let's do this, and then hope they don't have the Atarka's command. I mean, if they've got it, it sucks, but not that bad. Like, their board will be almost empty. This is gonna die because it's got minus counters on it. This is dying. This is dying. This would live. They got it, huh? Yep. Oh crap. Pay life. Glad I saw that. Now this still dies. I was like, wait a sec, this counts both life totals. Now this Scourge gets to live too? What a swing. They're just dead now. Opponent says, nice move. I missed that. They say GG's. They say, nice move. I missed that. Got there. Literally, if I had seen that like 2 seconds later, I would have been upset. I would have been so upset. That was insane, though. I was looking at their life total. And it was at 10. I was looking at mine. It was at 11. I was like, damn, I wish I could damage myself. Oh, wait. Yeah, Shadow Math is strange. Is this deck better than Jund? A lot better. Honestly, like, I played in the Manatraders event this morning, and like when you're playing in a bigger event where a bunch of people have qualified for it, like you expect people to be playing on average better decks. I think Jund is better than a lot of the like medium meta decks, like the tier 1.5 stuff. But I think you've got a pretty negative matchup versus most of the tier 1 stuff. Yeah, this deck is just super fast. We're playing against the Hydra. Keeper. So we get to go turn 1, Swift Spear off of a Blood Crypt. Then turn 2, we can Inquisition and then have the option of bolting. But yeah, all of the like super tier 1 stuff is like Uro decks and Titan decks, and those matchups tend to be on the rougher side for John's. Like the prowess decks are pretty close matchups, but I don't even think they're favorable enough to where I would bring John to a big event anymore. Yeah, Sand is quite good. Gobos. Playing Kiki Jiki. They might just take Bolter. I think probably Bolter Inquisition. They could take the threat, which I guess they want to do. It'll be pretty annoying if they play like the 2-mana 2/2 with Persist. And I guess I get to take a peek. Please don't have multiples of it, I guess. They have Snoop, Boggart, Harbinger. That's the combo, right? They just go Snoop, Harbinger, and kill me. I mean, I guess I can take first Snoop and then bolt the second one. I've got Blessing to protect from the Crater Maker. They only have one Kiki. They revealed one off of the Anti's Hovel. Alright, that's the pickup. I mean, I guess they figured their hand was redundant enough that an Inquisition couldn't punch that big of a hole. And I don't want to bolt this. Spell would be great. Well, that's not a spell. Now we can't really even attack. I mean, I guess I can attack. If they block, I'll just Apostle's Blessing and kill it that way. Yeah, well, we already saw the combo. They had it face up. It's you put Conspicuous Snoop in play, and then you Boggart Brute. You put something on top, Kiki Jiki. Kiki Jiki copies the Boggart Harbinger however many times. You just keep on searching for the Kiki Jiki. You have pretty much infinite. You have as many Boggart Harbingers as you want. And then on your last one, you tutor for the one that slacks the goblin to make red. And then you have infinite red and can do whatever you want, which is usually Sling Gang. You could like make a loop with it. I'm gonna bolt this now, because if they want to pop this, it would have to be before combat damage. There you go. They used that Snoop. They used the Crater Maker. They sack it because their thing was on top, yeah. Take it. Alright, so we know the hand. Can't really pop this off or else my thing will just die. Alright, Scourge is a thing. Blocks their Crater Maker. That is true. They would have been able to just combo us had they not taken Bolt. I mean, I guess. Yeah, they took the Shadow. If they take a way to interact, then you're right. They would have comboed us. I guess they figure that the odds we draw more interaction are so high that maybe the combo just isn't reliable enough. That could be the reasoning. And let's not forget we've got this Luris here. Alright, so do we want to save the Swift Spear? Probably. Alright, so let's do that. We actually get to save a life by paying a white off of the canyon. We will give it pro red. Actually doesn't matter because of prowess. So I mean, next turn we get to put Lurrus in our hand. So I guess they could Boggart Brute now, fix the top of their deck. Oh no, they drew the thing that makes 1/1s. Yeah, that. Alright, I mean, if they draw a land, they can Kiki Jiki it. That's pretty threatening. Come on, Lava Dart. Lava Dart would be so good. Yes. They're just doing all this now, sure. Shrinking my Scourge. Top kick, indeed. Alright, I think I'm going to put Lurrus in my hand here. And I still even have a Lava Dart available as a way to interact instant speed. Alright, Vial is fine. We know their hand is a Boggart Harbinger and a Kiki. I'm assuming they're just going to get another Sling Gang. Gang. I mean, it's still powerful to copy it with Kiki. A land lets them do it. Actually, not really, because we get to Lava Dart, the new Sling Gang. Not great. I mean, we're going to get to play a Shadow here at a minimum. I mean, if we attack and they like block the Swift Spear, I'm just going to let it happen. I really want this Lava Dart to interact with the Sling Gang. Sure. Take it off the table. Alright, so let's go black, red. We'll pay a white with this. So that way we have a black available for the Death Shadow. Are they just scooping? Moto's lagging. Yeah. This deck is so powerful. Kozilek's Return. I guess Feed the Swarm. Fatal Push kills goblins. Braid kills Vial and goblins. They don't have a whole lot of removal. The removal that they do have is probably like Push and Bolt. So I mean, I guess Apostle's Blessing might be better than Mutagenic Growth. Mutagenic Growth protects from Bolt, but Apostle's Blessing does both. And their entire blocking deck is like basically red, except I guess the thing that tutors and puts something on top is black. And also their 4-mana 1/1 that makes 2 1/1s. We need to cut 5. Which one? Or the 4-mana thing? The are you talking about the 2-mana 2/2 that we saw? Discard is meh. I mean, they're a combo deck. Oh, Munitions Expert. Yes. Good spot. Yeah, I do like cutting some amount of discard. I mean, they're a combo deck, so it's probably good. I guess I can cut like a Swift Spear, like some Baubles. Like a Battle Rage, maybe? They can go pretty wide, so maybe Battle Rage is good. I mean, Apostle's Blessing could sneak stuff through as well. I like this. Yeah, Munitions Expert is a card for sure. Reveal Luris. Don't think I can keep this. You want me to cut Scourge? Scourge is huge. Yeah, this is a keep. Keep. Probably bottoming the Scourge. Funny enough. I think I want to keep all the removal. I want to keep my Shadow. I want to keep my redraw. Done. What do you want to reveal? Harbinger, yep. Dot sees me. Kind of the same thing. Take my redraw, I dare you. Cool. Let's just shock, play Bobble, and say go. To note, I could use the Bobble at some point to enable a Revolt for the Fatal Push, but I don't think that's going to matter for a while. We've got lots of red removal as well, and I probably want to just be digging for threats. I think Shadow's a pretty defensible take, Nick. It's the only card that isn't redundant. Like, if you take removal, you leave me with 2 more removal spells. But if you take Shadow, you leave me with 0 threats. Alright, so Bobbling Lamb doesn't really do anything. They're just going to be fetching end of turn. I've got the land. Let's just untap. Can't play a Shadow right now anyway. Good night. Nick's here if you want to say hi.
Hi, Nick. Oh, excuse my lisp. I have a night garden.
Alright, I'll just pass.
Where is he? Oh,
He's in chat. I'm trying to not die currently. It's going okay.
Did you say you're playing a new deck?
Yes, this is one of the decks that beat me in the tournament. This is probably one of the new better decks. There's a new card that got printed that made this deck really good.
Is it the red double card thing?
I don't know.
You don't know what I'm talking about?
No.
I'm gonna let Dory up. I'm gonna cuddle up.
Interesting. Alright, I think I want to redraw now. Maybe not. Just lob it at this 2-1 and be done with it. Pop. I guess I could scry. Let's scry. We have a Fatal Push on top. Not in the market for one of those currently. Do not know what opponent is doing. Hey, a Shadow and a Scourge. Alright, well, they're going to get to just do that. I don't think I want to... Actually, playing the Scourge is safe, right? Like, if they play the 4-mana 1/1 that makes things, they could, like, get themselves above 20, which would make Scourge die, but I could bolt them to prevent it. I mean, they might just make me sacrifice the creature, which is it's gonna happen. But yeah, if they do that other play, I could bolt them to protect it. Sure. This might be them getting it, but they need a land for it. It's another Warren Weirding. Okay. Yeah, I could love it at this, but it's a free spell, so I guess I could untap and just see what I hit. Fetch land. Alright, so if I fetch land, fetch shock, that's 14. It's not quite Shadow yet. Had I shocked the second Blood Crypt, I could have played a 1/1. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I want to get an attack. I mean, playing this means I can Fatal Push the Harbinger. It's not nothing. If I bolt them as well, it's a fairly hard hit. Yeah, let's get Revolt. Definitely gonna shock here to help get Shadow online. Say yes. I've got Revolt. Let's Fatal Push. And I could bolt you now. Let's just attack for 2, I guess. It's gonna double its power anyway. Could have just Lava Darted it. Keep the push. Maybe that was better. So now they've got 2 Sorcery Speed Edict effects. Yep. You. Not great. Yikes. They missed Cavern. Oh, they missed. Nice. I sacked a Canyon and drew it. That's why I didn't play the fetch. Alright, I think I'm gonna take a hit here. Why not grab Luris? Because I'm stupid. That's why. Should probably pop it out so I don't forget it. I mean, I can still afford to get Luris now and play Shadow. Like, I know they can kill it. Do I want to fetch a basic here? I guess I could go to 9. They'll kill it. Attack me down to 7, but I guess I can bolt it. But then I can lure a Shadow and have it be big. Yeah, I think I want to fetch Shock here. I mean, I guess I don't actually have to like fetch or shock right now. I do if I actually kind of do because they could like Tar Fire or Lightning Bolt. So I'll do it now so that way that if I fetch they can't just like respond and kill Shadow. All right, so Shadow. Put Luris in my hand. It should have happened last turn because Nick is a better Magic player than I am, clearly. So we still have the Lava Dart in the yard to not forget about. Doubt they have Tarfire. Sometimes they play 1 or 2 because they can tutor it with the Harbinger and also the Ringleader. I think I'm just going to take this hit again. 7's not that different from 9. I get to play Luris and recast a Shadow next turn, which stonewalls the Ringleader anyway. Is Scourge better? I don't know that it is. I mean, Death Shadow is a 6/6, Scourge is a 5/5, but it's more mana intensive and efficient to play the Scourge. Now it's probably just better to play Shadow. Let's just play a Shadow. And then should I play Mountain? Why not? Yeah, I'm definitely keeping Bolt up. We also have the Lava Dart up for what it's worth. But yeah, Chaos. They very often have access to 1. Like they're probably just gonna get it now. We'll probably see it right now. Because they can search for it and then kill the Luris. There it is, Tarfire. Yep. Wait, we have him dead. They're just dead. We can bolt ourselves, making this a 9/9. And then we've got 18 with trample. They've only got 3 toughness. That's exactly lethal even if they double block. Rapacious One, thanks for the raid. Welcome, everybody. Playing some Rakdos Shadow, just killing people with Battle Rage as you do. Should have tapped Double Mountain, but it just actually doesn't matter. Bam. Current record, 3-1. Bolt myself again for memes. Yes, welcome to the party, everyone. Chaos said it best. Our loss was to blue-white spirits, actually, and it was pretty close, but we drew kind of poorly, I think. We kept a land-heavy hand on the back of lots of removal, and then we just kind of drew more lands, which didn't help. Going first is good. Revealing a companion is good. Having a good opening hand is good. Could be fragile to a turn 1 removal spell. But I mean, if they don't, we can protect it pretty decent. Get one of our 4 blood crypts. Count them, 4 blood crypts. And then definitely going to save these Mishra's Baubles for prowess triggers. No lightning bolt or push, please. Uh-oh. That could be a lightning bolt deck. Is it burn? Is it prowess? Is it dredge? None of the above. Is it prowess? Making blue. Storm? Question mark? I mean, they don't often play fetches. I mean, if they... I guess if they play fetches, they're probably blue, right? Because then you can get islands and then Blood Moon. That's one of the better reasons to play fetches out of Storm. Sleight of hand is peculiar, though. Maybe they're playing that like blue-red restore balance shenanigans. Maybe we don't have to wonder for long. Let's bobble them. I'd bobble myself, but we don't have any of the fetch lands to combo with the Scry. Hey, restore balance. Guessed it. Alright, so let's play Swamp. I guess a prowess trigger now is as good as a prowess trigger any other time. Except I can draw step this one, so at least I get some more information. Actually, we're not draw stepping it. We're gonna just do it at their end step. It will draw a card. You will draw a restore balance. So, I mean, they can kill my creature if they have the Electrodominance, but they're just 2 for winning themselves in that case. They can still do it off of a Spirit Guide. Restore balance. It is literally balance, but with suspend. Each player chooses the number of lands they control equal to the number of lands controlled by the player who controls the fewest and sacrifices the rest. Repeat this process for creatures and cards in hand. It's pretty gnarly. Yeah, you see, usually this is a fair effect if you suspend it and you know about it for 6 turns. But Electrodominance says you can cast something that costs X or less, where X is the X on Electrodominance, and this costs 0. So you can cast it at instant speed. They also play Crashing Footfalls, which makes 2 4/4s with Trample. It's green. There's some interesting stuff going on in this pile. Alright. They put a Footfalls on top. And they went top with that. So I'm assuming they're going to be flashing in some 4/4s next turn. Yeah, it's not very consistent, but when it works, it feels terrible. Terrible for the person on the other side of it, that is. Ooh, Inquisition, a pretty good pickup here. If they've only got 1 copy of Electrodominance, this could poke a pretty significant hole in their plan. Especially considering we know their top card is a Footfalls. So they're drawing something dead if they don't have 2. Alright, and they only have 1. Perfect. Let's take the Electro. Alright, so... do I Lava Dart now, just getting the extra damage? I'm going to want to use my mana pretty much for the rest of the game, and they're tapped out now. Yeah, let's just Lava Dart them now. It doesn't have very many better targets. And we know they're not killing Soulscar next turn. They could Spell Pierce it next turn, but I also want my mana. Pass. Yeah, high risk, high reward, I would say. Except, I mean, I feel like the deck kind of plays itself. I'm not a fan of those kinds of decks. But, I mean, teach his own. Alright, and this Restore Balance is redundant. Because we saw that one off of Bobble. That's why it was revealed before. I would say our 1 basic swamp being kind of awkward in our 2-land playout, but it's not even being that bad. Yeah, I like options. That's why I play stuff like this and Jund and not stuff like Tron usually. Alright, they did go top. So it's not far-fetched that they kept a backup Electrodominance on top. That said, if they Electrodominance into a Restore Balance, we get to keep our lands, which is nice. I mean, if they don't have it exactly on top, then this Scourge might actually just kill him next turn with the Battle Rage. So maybe it's worth it running it out. I mean, regardless, I'll definitely attack first. We know they've got Spell Pierce, so the Battle Rage plan might not work, but if we draw a land, we can just pay through it. Yeah, I'm not gonna do anything right now. So now the key decision point here is, do I want to cast the Scourge? Like, we're not even putting that much pressure on them, though. So, like, we cast the Scourge, they're at least kind of forced to do it. Yeah, I mean, I guess another thing they could have put on top is Apostle's Blessing. I'll just pay the life here. I don't think it matters a whole lot. Not Apostle's Blessing, sorry. I looked at it in my hand that I jumbled up. They could have put Greater Gargadon on top. That would have made some sense, because that would set up a Restore Balance pretty well. But, I mean, as it stands, like, the one card they have on top is something they scried to the top of the Serum Visions a turn and a half ago. So I would assume it's got to be Electrodominance or Gargadon. And if it's the Electro for the Restore Balance, like, sure, it sucks, but they don't have anything else going. We can put Lurrus in our hand next turn and then start getting that online. Didn't forget about it this time. Yeah, and like, if this were a Scourge or a Soulscar Mage, I think I like not playing second threat, but because a 1-2 with these kinds of spells in my hand is just so anemic, I think I have to put additional pressure to force the issue. Alright, well, I'm at the higher life total, so a Fetch Shock down to 7 does mean we put them to 1, and that turns off Islet as a mana source. And we can even Sunbaked Canyon just paying a life to threaten lethal on its own. So Fetchland actually not a bad draw here. This is going to force the issue, same as any other spell. Alright, so I guess if it's not Electrodominance, they lose. Alright, so this is 8. That's 1 short. I mean, I guess if this resolves, I'll just Lava Dart them. Like, if they take the damage, I'll just Lava Dart them. So I know the rest of their hand. So if this is the balance play, then it sucks. Oh, this is even better. Sure. Yeah, I mean, they have to counter Lava Dart twice, so I'll just let this hit them. Alright. Float mana. Lava Dart target you. Sack this. And again, I could have just tapped the Canyon. Actually, after they sacked Islet, I definitely should have. So that was a mistake. Like if they've drawn Force of Negation, that could be a way that we lose. But I don't think this deck plays Force. All right, so let's play a little tighter this next one. This does not deal with enchantment, right? Artifact creature, walker. I am gonna play Feed the Swarm. Feed the Swarm is actually gonna take care of the whatchamacallit, the As Foretold. That could be good. That's about it though, right? Everything else is kind of lackluster. I guess like Brutality is probably fine for taking instants and sorceries. Fatal Push does nothing, so let's cut that real quick. I get a gold star. Thanks, Nick. All right, and then I guess Apostle's Blessing not actually gonna do a whole lot either. They're not really in the camp of targeted removal. I guess Mutagenic Growth could win a race, but I mean Mutagenic Growth is probably the next card to cut, assuming I find something better than it, which I'm not sure there is. They don't really have any artifacts to Shattering Spree, nothing to Fatal Push, nothing to Kozilek's Return. I mean, I guess Rampage could be a thing. Not even. Tormod's Crypt, maybe? No. Yeah, this is probably just it. Mutagenic Growth might just be the worst card that's playable. And for all you guys who came in on the raid, I really appreciate you guys sticking around. If you like content like this, you should definitely follow me because there's a lot of it here on this channel. And everything that I do is also recorded and posted on my YouTube channel. And you can find the name of my YouTube channel on the bottom left of your current screen. Yeah, sounds fine. So this looks like turn 1 Blood Crypt into Swift Spear, and then we could turn 2 Thoughtseize, get the Prowess trigger. It'll suck if they've got like the Nuts combo and the Thoughtseize is too slow. Suspend the Gargadon, yeah. Alright, I think the plan is still just Blood Crypt, Swift Spear. And then next turn I'll go for the Thoughtseize play. Paul Gifted, thanks for the follow. Hey, we drew a sideboard card too. We only drew that because Paul followed. He's good luck. Sleight of hand, yep. Let's get this Gargi out here. Alright, so this looks like a pretty good Thoughtseize turn. Scourge is a threat we can play. But I really want to pressure the hand. I guess maybe I should just cast the Collector Brutality now just because it costs more mana. Like, the only thing I'm doing otherwise is, like, Thoughtseize plus Dart. So maybe it's just correct to cast Brutality just because it costs more mana. I can see that being a possibility. So then the question is, do I want to escalate? I don't think that I do. These Lava Darts are going to be good for a lot of prowess triggers. And I don't think I want to discard a threat, especially because I might get restore balanced. So I guess I'm just taking instant or sorcery with Brutality. So let's just have you reveal your hand. And then try to take an Electrodominance, I guess. Did we snipe it? We did not snipe it. Alright, so what is the worst case scenario if they just draw Electrodominance? It's got to be this restore balance. Let's take that. And then jam for 2. Opt, sure. Got a lot of windows here I have to manage. And they topped with the opt. Top with the opt. Gargi goes down 1. Uh-huh. Greater Gargadon? Yeah, it's the only creature in their deck, but they play Crashing Footfalls, which makes 2 4/4s, but it's a sorcery. And the 4/4s have trample. What this? They did top with the opt. Finale. Jeez. They get to cast Restore Balance anyway. Jeez. Are they going to sack their stuff to Greater Gargadon? Yes, they are. I mean, if we draw Black Source, Shadow does outsize Gargadon if they hit us with it. I have to discard 2 cards. Done. Done. I guess I'll sack. I'll just get rid of the Lava Darts, I guess. Choose 3 cards. Just choose 3 cards in your hand. Click done to discard the rest. All right, so I'm keeping these. Done. Yeah, I mean, Lava Darts aren't worth much. If I draw like land, I'm gonna want to start casting some stuff. Fetch land would be the best draw because we can fetch Shock, Thoughtseize, and that even puts us to 12, which means on the following turn we're guaranteed to Shadow. Fetch land. That's not a fetch. I mean, Shadow can still take this game. It only costs 1 mana to play. There goes the Mesa. Yep. They went top with the Scry. Alright, so we need to fetch them like now to have a chance. Not exactly a fetch, but it's close. Thoughtseize you. Jeez. Alright, let's take Electro. Like, they've got As Foretold. But Electro goes off with just one more land. We know they've got Islet, so Spiral Bluff was the draw. I mean, they knew it was coming. Yikes. Alright, well, I mean, it's a castable. Take as foretold. You got 2 visions. Okay, I mistracked the Islet, so it's just 2 visions now. I mean, fetch line would still be good. That puts us to 10. Gargadon attacks us down all the way to 1. And, that just straight stonewalls them. Like, they might even just suspend their things and then just, like, cast Gargadon now by sacking their lands. And then if they attack us, we're going to play a Shadow, and it'll be big. Yeah, it's happening. Yep. So we can actually grow the Shadow to be bigger than the Gargadon. We can Lava Dart ourselves. Because this is going to put us to 4, which means our Shadow is a 9/9. Which would trade. Ooh. So we can actually just shock. And then have our Shadow be bigger by default. Is that good? Yeah, because then we kill him next turn with the Battle Rage. That's kind of great. So let's shock to 2. I mean, it sucks if they draw exactly Lightning Bolt. Their hand is empty. But I mean, if the Lava Dart plan has us dying to Bolt anyway, so I think this is good. And they can't restore balances this turn. They only have 1 fresh card in hand. The most they can do is 1 mana. I think we got this. Yeah, we got this. Excellent. Yeah, man. 1 mana, 11/11 will close a game, especially when it's got double strike and trample. Yeah, Shadow's looking kind of thick. Shall we show them they're just dead? And they conceded. All right, that's the 4-1, isn't it? Or was that game 1? No, yeah, that was the 4-1. Okay, so for those who are new here, I do a quick deck tech / wrap up at the end of every league. Let's very quickly change my current record indicator. Bam, 4-1. All right, so our 1 loss was to Blue-White Spirits. I feel like that matchup is probably pretty close. A lot of their interaction comes in creature packages, and lots of their creatures have flash. And they can protect their stuff via things like Spell Color, Drog Skull Captain, and even Kira the Great Glass Spinner. So that matchup was a headache, but I think it's actually not disfavored. It's probably about 50-50. We got a little flooded in 1 game, but another game I think I could have played a little bit better, but I think that's just because this is my first league with the deck, and I'm still trying to get used to the play pattern. But I cannot overstate how insanely powerful this deck feels. This was a deck that I lost to earlier today in the Manatraders series. I was playing traditional Jund, which in hindsight was not the greatest meta call, considering the tier 1 stuff tends to be Uro and Titan piles. But I still had a lot of fun, ended up 5-4ing that, but that's beside the point. This deck is absolutely absurd. It's playing all of the best 1 mana threats, Soul Scar, Swift Spear, and Death Shadow. So, Scourge of the Skyclaves has an absolutely natural home in this deck, and it really does feel like Shadows copies 5 through 8. We have a bunch of burn spells to go straight to the opponent's face and really leverage the Scourge. You can't really play this in decks like Jund, I think, because you don't have a super adequate amount of fast pressure on the opponent's life total, so very often it's limited by whatever life total your opponent is at. So being able to burn them or get on the board and attack quickly with things like Swift Spear and Soul Scar really helps make Scourge a huge beast. As far as the sideboard is concerned, this was something I kind of threw together based off of the deck lists that I saw in the Manatraders event. It's open deck list. I've got a spreadsheet with all of them, so I just looked at what people were doing and I tried to emulate it. The Feed the Swarms are really cute. They get rid of Leyline of Sanctity, which is one of the big things that this deck can't deal with. And because like Inquisition and Thoughtseize and burning the opponent is such a pivotal way to really get the win. And also being able to kill a creature and losing life actually a plus side, actually an upside in the Death Shadow deck. I also have Kozilek's Return to get rid of all the things that have protection from black and red, as well as just be an additional sweeper. We saw it be good versus the Goblins opponent, and we saw it be good versus the Spirits opponent. And then I'm also playing lots of artifact removal that is also good at killing creatures if need be, because this deck does just fold to Chalice of the Void on 1. The only way you can win with the Chalice on 1 in play is Scourge of the Skyclaves. But I really, really like how this deck does not just fold to an opponent having some amount of Graveyard Hate. The only real reason that Graveyard Hate would interact with this deck is the second half of Lava Dart and the Lurrus Companion Plan. You hate that they made a black spell that kills enchantments? Yeah, I think it's a little bit color breaking as well. But I mean, if they're gonna do it, at least it's on a 2-mana sorcery that has a drawback, right? Or in this case, the opposite of a drawback. So yeah, this deck feels absolutely absurdly powerful. I definitely would not be at all surprised if this quickly climbs the ranks in the metagame share, because this deck is absolutely nuts to play. It's so much fun and it's so good. Like, I think this easily goes under lots of the mid-range and combo decks, and it can definitely grind with all of the with all of the Jund matchups out there as well. And like I said, I played Jund against this just this morning, and it felt awful every single second of it. This deck is just such a consistent powerhouse, and then the Lurrus Companion Plan is just always going to be a 2-for-1, and it's just so amazing. This deck is great. Definitely try it out if you can. I think you'll be excited with it. So that's going to be it with this video. I really appreciate everyone tuning in, especially y'all who stuck around during the raid. And hope to see you all next time. And until then, Jund them out.